another episode of Good Dawning with me. My name is Josh, Mr. Floyd. Let's adjust the microphone here so I'm not screaming. Welcome, Laura. Grand Rising to all. If you missed last night, Laura B was live with Tarot and Oracle, and she's amazing as always. So definitely, don't have on my Moldavite, but we'll survive. But I've been wearing my Moldavite, but I took it off for the shower. But so I don't have it currently on, but the energy of the Moldavite still comes through nonetheless. So we will put it back on. Afterwards, it's sitting in the bathroom, but I'm not going to get up and grab my Moldavite while I am live. But nonetheless, so good dawning. So yeah, if you missed Laura last night, Laura was amazing. She is the energetics of we could have a marathon between Laura and if you Viviani there. Laura, it's over 2 hours and going 2 hours and like well over 2 hours, and Viviani was like almost 3 hours on her live as well. So definitely, you guys are amazing. Next week is going to be a little different energetically, or time wise. I have a dentist appointment, and it was the only time they could give me was 1 o'clock on Monday, but that's actually when. So Monday we're going to go live with Laura. It'll be 3 o'clock my time. I have to get a crown put on, and then so that's 5 o'clock Eastern. So we'll have Laura on just 2 hours later, and then that Tuesday is Viviani, the one Tuesday of the month that we have Viviani on. Gratefully is that Tuesday. So that's just the one, and then the following week we have Laura right back on Tuesday again. So. Yep. So unfortunately, it was either that or wait 20 more days for the dentist. And I have a tooth that's like 40% filling and needs a crown. So I want to fall apart. And then eating would be weird. So we get the crown fixed. So favor, everybody's having a great dawning. And yeah, so tomorrow would be a little bit different. Victor, I will get you an email out per your email today. And then Victor will rebound with a link that I will then send to those who are wanting to be on with Victor tomorrow. And then you can just choose a node and climb on. And so Victor, yeah, I will get a picture and a bio together and send that to you. And then conversely, after we are on Truth Wave, which would be 7:45, which I did hear the end of it. I was just getting dressed and stuff for Good Dawning. So I didn't jump in the chat, but I did listen. So sometimes I'm lurking in the background in the morning or in the dawning, but getting ready to be here. So, but so yeah, at 7:45 or 9:45 a.m. He's in Chicago. So, but that's the East Coast. So check out Truth Wave meditation there. And so Victor will be on then tomorrow, right here on the first half of the show. We're going to start the show with Victor tomorrow, so we catch the energy from the show itself, and he can share his screen and explain what is going with Truth Wave there, and then it gets played in the replay, right? And then hopefully he will have some views there. But you'll see us there. You'll see me there tomorrow in the dawning over at Truth Wave before Good Dawning. So I'll actually have to get up half an hour earlier. So yeah, and you may see Millie, Lindsay as well. I'll send a link to UPG and Krista and Chloe. Good dawning. So yeah, good dawning, guys. Grateful for all of you here. Karen, Chloe, Big Dad, Lindsay, Millie. I have overtime. Okay, I can't pronounce what you stated there. Sidnito, hi. Lots of people in the chat here I haven't seen before. Tina, welcome. Grateful for you. Helene, we want to send love to Helene. Helene's family there. She, big favor and love as a matriarch of her family has passed. And so we love you, support you, Helen and Helene. And if there's anything you need from Good Dawning, we are here for you. We send prayers and, of course, big love to you. And when we do our bigger invocation, our group hug at the end of the show there, we'll put that back in as well. Suzette, Sunnyverse, favor to your warm universe there, Suzette. And Karen, number 500, down yonder street, no less. And I met Karen through Michael Sandler's chat a couple of years ago when I put in Longmont, and then she said she grabbed the Colorado, and that was so yeah. And of course, Victor, good dawning as well. And it's always a good dawning. If you start with Victor, then you're at least going to start with some balance in your universe. if you don't wake up and do a meditation, then you or meditate on your own, then you can wake up and meditate to an extent with Victor there on Truth Wave. So you can do that as your dawning meditation as well. For most of you guys, this isn't the dawning, anyways. It's like 10:30 in the morning on the East Coast. It's kind of the time slot that fit with what everybody else going live. It's YouTube's a weird jungle like that. When you start going live, you have to play TV guide, right? And you don't want to cut anybody off and such. So this was the time slot that was available at the time. All right, so let's get things started. Today we're going to do working on energetic recalling instead of doing cord cutting. So the rest of the week I want to recall energies, and so we're going to do that. We're going to work with the little but mighty rose quartz today for energetic healing, and we've got it's going to be backwards. And if you can figure out why I am backwards when I broadcast live directly through YouTube, right? I think it's their metrics. I've been seeing more and more lives that are backwards, so I think it's their system itself that something they did in their coding. But either way, we've got the Divine Masters. This is going to be backwards. It's a Kyle Gray deck. Kyle Gray decks are light and airy. If you ever pick up an Alana or an Alana Fairchild, there we go. An Alanis Morissette deck. No, an Alana Fairchild deck, right? I don't think Alanis Morissette does any decks, but Alana Fairchild decks. Pick up one of those, and it's like picking up a box of lead. You can feel like the ancient energies in it. This is nice and light, airy, and the energies are really chill in a Kyle Gray deck versus an Alana Fairchild deck, and that's the only two. Other than funky decks that are like one-offs, those are the only two big deck builders makers that I actually have. We're also going to work with our gold today. Not forgotten, we set 4 easy goals for 2025. If you're new with us, you can set a goal instantaneously and then just put it on paper, and then it's a goal. And strive to work towards it, right? We're not doing resolutions because resolutions don't get written down. They don't become anything. They teach us what? That we're not resolute, and then it brings down our auric field. If you burn up a goal, that's on you. But these goals are, if you set up a goal, then it's really just something that you're trying to do anyways, hopefully in your universe, or wanted to accomplish anywho in your universe. So for me, it's drinking more water. So what is it for you? We'll revisit that here shortly. So let's start just dawning with some breathing. And of course, we'll bring in Mother Isis real quick here as well. Mother Isis is just dropping a pyramid of protection on everybody, dearie. So this dawning, dearie, you are all protected through the light pyramid from Mother Isis. And may it will protect you throughout the day. If you are in need of more protection through your universe, then call on Mother Isis, dearie, for a light pyramid of protection at any time. All right, so there we go. An invocation and a pyramid of protection from Mother Isis this dawning. So we'll start with some breathing here, and then we'll do some recalling some energy. So when we're breathing in, we're going to breathe in new, right? And today we're going to recall the energies of false starts, right? What have we left in the universe that's a false start? If you leave a false, sometimes I don't really know what we're going to recall. There's a lot of this it's the flow, right? So once you start getting in the flow of these things, so today we're recalling false starts and unfinished business. How about that? So false starts, and I'm even going to write that down. Unfinished business. So what if you left hanging in your universe that was a false start? So you started something and you put the energetics to it, you left the energy out and you sent it to the universe, right? But did you ever recall that energy back once you never created what you were creating? Or did you leave that creative energy floating out into the universe as a false start, as a dead energy, as a half project, as unfinished business in your universe? If you have unfinished business in your universe, we're going to recall that this dawning makes it hard to create new in your universe if you have false starts, broken starts, unfinished business, half-baked ideas and whatnot floating in the universe that you've had intentions on but never started, never did anything with, or whatnot. It's like anything else. It gunks up the works. So we're going to clear that this dawning. So let's start with some breathing. Everything starts with breathing, and of course, your life is dependent on your breath. So are you breathing like your life's dependent on it? Or are you just shallow breathing, like and just letting the universe breathe for you? Or do you breathe intentionally? And intentionally means that you're aware of your breath, you are in control of it. So instead of breathing just automatically, you are creating that breath. And of course, if you're creating that breath, then you're creating a form of meditation. If you are aware that you are breathing, that's just the basicest of forms. The basicest, I English well. The most basic form of meditation is just being aware of your breath. So it all starts with that. And then you can, if you're aware of your breath, then when you're out in the universe, outside of your home and out and about, then you cycle your breath. You start in the walking meditation. You can, through your breath, walk through a Walmart, along with maybe throwing up an energetic shield from ISIS or something, or using your violet flame. But you can walk through even a Walmart and come out just as peaceful as you would if you were to do just a basic breathe, not real intense anything, but a basic meditation. And that's part of the goal is to do so. And so we're going to release again. I wrote it down. False starts and unfinished business. So let's take a deep breath. We're going to breathe in the new. As we breathe out anything that we haven't completed, any intentions that we have that we haven't received, or we haven't jumped into, or intentions and things that we've started. So as we breathe out, we just breathe out anything that's unfinished, including intentions that we haven't finished. Just breathe it all. Just breathe it all. We're starting clean slate. Clean slate. We're starting clean. So, all right. So breathe in with me. We're breathing in new and possibility and open space, open energy, right? So when we breathe in, we're just breathing in all this new energy. So breathe in 4 seconds and then breathe out. Second breath here, we're going to do it as a sigh. So breathe out, but breathe out as a sigh, because when you do that, you release cortisol. The cortisol that's trapped in your blood, all the tightness of your cells spread out, and you kind of drop into a relax. So breathe in and breathe out. One more. Breathe in. And again, we're going to do a sigh. Mary wins. Is that Mary wins? Mary, we've all won. Mary's here. Woohoo. Hi, Mary. Grateful to see you. And breathe out. If you do that, if you're in stress, you can do one of two things. You can always the 3 breath in and then out, or you can, and you do the 1, 2, 3, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out, 1, 2, 3, hold. Or you can do a sigh breath as well. If you need to release some stress, breathe in and then just release the sigh, and you will feel it kind of come off your chest, and all that extra cortisol. I mean, the cortisol is running through you, but it's kind of just a compressor that works so well. So let's go ahead and recall some false starts and unfinished business this dawning. So we're going to do it as an incantation, or an invocation, I should say. Not an incantation, but no, an invocation here. So if you want to join me here, you can just follow with me. But otherwise, you can just listen as well and hold the intent. Either way, it works. Just being part of the energetics generally works. All right. So it's all intention anyway. So if you intend for it to work, it'll work. If you don't intend for anything in your universe to work, it don't work. So it's all a matter of intention. There we go. All right. Change the chat filter. On mine, the chat filter comes up as only the top messages. So if it freezes, I figured out if it freezes, generally, not always, I can fix it by going into all messages on the bottom left here on the live. But just by tapping over here on my end. But all right, so let's go ahead and do some invocation here. So if you want to repeat after me or just listen, I recall all of the energies, all of my intentions, and all of the will that I put behind all of my false starts, my false projects, I recall all the energetics of anything that I've tried to do in the physical, in the 3D world, that has not completed. I recall those energies back of unfinished business as well. Maybe I tried to start something with somebody or wanted to create something and did not. So I recall that unfinished business. I bring that energy back into my field and I clean the energy with the violet flame and the intention of starting anew. That's it. So then we recall all the energies, anything that's been false starts or unfinished business that's out there. If you find anything else in your universe that relates to a false start, just cut the cords to the energy as well. Any false start, oh yeah, I remember I tried that. Darn it. Cut the cord and just throw away the energy. Or clean it with the violet flame and bring it back to yourself. Either way, we're not leaving false starts. Healer on. We're not leaving false starts in our energetic field. If you want to clear a new way to start your universe, or to you want to start a new universe, then we clear and we recall all those false starts back to us, washing the energy in our violet flame. That way we bring the energy back to us. We have all that new energy now to create. And what are we looking to create? Speaking of creation here, we are a group. We do manifest as a group. And let's do something a little different here before we jump into the cards. Of course, chloescrystals.com, guys. It's not, if you type it in, nothing's going to physically happen. But the idea is that, good dawning there, Nathan. All right, welcome, brother. We are grateful to see you. We saw you for a number one question with Laura, but we didn't see you in the chat. Grateful to see you, brother. Now that we see you are here, I will get your amethyst out. I haven't seen you in a minute. Your amethyst out to you. I do have the address from your email or from communication there, but so yeah, I will get that out to you this weekend then, or this week. Now that your postal strike is totally cleared and you accept, which you didn't accept until last week, foreign mail from other countries. Canada was still closed to foreign mail until last week. So this is the first week I could send it anyway. So we'll get it out to you, Nathan, and we are still grateful and still dealing. He's still dealing with repercussions from the postal strike. But so yeah, so I'm grateful to see you, brother, and hope all is well in your universe. Krista, good dawning as well. And Krista, I sent you an email there. We're gonna have Krista and PG on the channel on Friday. So Thursday we'll have Victor on directly after his show. Pretty much. I mean, there's like a 5-minute gap. 6-minute gap between the show, depends on when he ends. And then our show, so then we'll have Victor on. And then on Friday, on the Good Dunning as well, we're going to have PG and Krista to discuss what they're doing. And they're live, of course. Today is Wednesday, right? So they are going to be live as well today. So it's in the community page there. Is the live for Krista and PG. So I do believe that's at 10 o'clock, actually, my time. So then that'll be noon Krista's time and 10 o'clock, which will be noon PG's time, I should say. And I think that's 6 o'clock, if I'm correct, on Krista's time. So yeah, 8 o'clock my time. So we're 2 hours. So yeah, so today, I almost spaced it. Thankfully I didn't. Almost doesn't count though. So gratefully. So today at 10 o'clock, after Good Dawning, guys, at the top of the hour will be Krista and PG going live today on Tuesday or on Wednesday with whatever they're going to do. Last week they went through and showed pictures that PG and Krista, and she had created, blindly inspired Krista, that they had created through Chat GPT. And eventually, and so I need to get with them as well because we have some ideas with those pictures and whatnot. And yeah, so either way, guys, check it out today in the community page. Is Krista's Krista PG or Blindly Inspired and PG's live link, and that should be up. We're over at the bottom of the hour, which would be 9:30 or 10:30, 11:30, and then at noon would be that's East Coast. Will be Krista and PG live, and of course I will be there with I don't know, bells on. You hear that with bells, but does anybody ever show up when you said I'll be there with bells on, did you actually show up with bells? It's like the country going down the tubes. You would see the tube at some point. If there's a tube that large, and that's on me at George Carlin, you would see the tube. But the bells, that's me. I've never been anywhere with bells on, even though I said I'll be there with bells on, right? But I don't wear any bells. Fortunately, not even at Christmas time do I wear any bells. So if you are actually going to be there with bells on, let me know. I would love to see the bells that are actually on, right? Only on Valentine's, right? Great reminder about the bells. There we go. But yeah, we say these things, but then we never actually follow through. So what are we doing? We're actually creating unintentional energy. I will be there with bells on, and then you're not. So you've created a disintention to the universe, right? If that's a disintention, a backwards intention to the universe there. So keep that in mind. That are you creating false timelines there by saying you will be there with bells on, but have no bell? All right, so let's work with the divine. We're going to work with the divine Masters Oracle here again by Kyle Gray. And if you can tell me why this is backwards, I'm streaming on my Galaxy S22 Ultra and through YouTube, and it's backwards. So we don't know why it's backwards, but why not, right? And thank you for dealing with my technical issues last night with StreamYard. And then I couldn't figure that one out either. And I'm still trying to go through the threads and see why I could only... The StreamYard video, I have all this screen on my phone, but it took up that much space on the edge of my phone. So grateful I didn't really fat finger it too bad or anything there. But yeah, generally if you're doing a live, the StreamYard just fills up the screen. But it did not. It looked like two stick figures on the side of my phone. All right, so we're going to cut these into three. Again, this is the Divine Masters Oracle. And let's see what we've got. We cut the cards into three, stack the pile, and I take the one from the bottom. It's just the way I've been doing it for energetics. We're not trying to predict. We're just going about energetics for your day. If you want more closer to predictions and what's going on with your universe, and I would check Laura B out at letspiritguide.com. If you are in need of a true and deep oracle and tarot reading, or if you need healing, Laura B at letspiritguide.com. She's the one who Tuesday Night Live, amazing, and her energetics are on fire. And you cannot go wrong if you have questions in your universe and you are hand on heart and you're going like this. Check out Laura. She'll help you find that balance and get you that answer to get you where you need. All right, guys. Let's see what we've got. All right, you guys are going to flip here. I know one person in the chat specifically. Oh, you're welcome, Laura. It's the truth. Rick, good dawning. Grateful to see you here. Before we go anywhere, we send Rick the biggest healing love. We see Rick as healed. We see Rick in the highest loving light, and we see Rick's universe in full swing and full flow. Favor, brother. We love you and are grateful you're here. All right. Today's first card is Hathor. Isis and family speaks. Hathor. All right. So we have Hathor light activation. So Hathor is leading the charge this dawning. Acceleration, brilliance, and standing in your light. All right. So you always want to stand in your light, right? But then you don't want to give away your light, which we do all the time. And then we don't realize, wait a minute, what happened? Because we don't realize where we're standing. We feel out of balance, right? And then we didn't even realize we've given away our light instead of standing in our light. All right. So the next one, the brand new to us, is the blue beings, right? So we have the blue beings, light transmission, wounds healed, important information, and charging up. So we're looking to stand in our light, gain some acceleration. Hathor is looking to accelerate your universe. So we have the blue beings coming in. That's what we're looking for, is acceleration from Hathor, right? So the blue beings are coming in, helping us to important information. So be on the lookout today for important information. Be on the lookout for wounds healed. So the two, information about a wound is generally, and who's going to bring that to you? Somebody, probably somebody you don't know, or somebody definitely different to your universe. Most blue beings there, right? We don't know too many blue beings, but all right, charging it up. All right, so let's see what's next. All right, so Sopdet. Sopdet. I'm not sure who Sopdet is, so let's. We're going to show you the card here. It says unlimited power, sacred mission, and initiation. Sopdet. I don't know who Sopdet is, so we're going to look it up. We have a book here, so let's see. Of course, I opened the book, and I think there's two in the page. Two in the group that are going to understand this is a third message or second message, secondary message. I'm opening the book to look up Sopdet, but Krista and Millie will appreciate this. I turned it, you got to open it to some page, right? So I opened it to Kali Ma. I opened the book randomly looking for Sopdet. We don't know who she is. To Kali Ma. So there we go. Secondary message for certain people there, Krista, and I know Millie as well. So let's see here. Sopdet. If you know who Sopdet is, let us know. But let me see the EF. Sopdet. Here we go. Shiva. We love you, Lord Shiva. All right. Seraphis Bay. And the next one should be Sopdet. All right. No, Saint Germain, of course. All right. There we go. Sopdet. All right. So we found out who Sopdet is. Sopdet. Cosmic power, unlimited power, sacred mission, and initiation. Sopdet is an more ancient Egyptian, right? Ancient Egyptian name for Sirius, one of the most important stars. The goddess Sopdet is feminine is its feminine personification. Okay, so it's the feminine of Sirius, the star Sirius. Her name in hieroglyphics can be translated as triangle or sharp one. So she has been depicted in many forms, most often as a woman wearing a white crown topped by a star. And sometimes she has an elongated head or headpiece, implying she's from another world. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky and was utmost importance to ancient Egyptians. In fact, the current new year was celebrated as the coming of Sopdet, as during last week of December. Sirius can be found high in the sky between the midnight and dawn. It is a symbol of light and power, but also a reminder of all to come from the stars and thus have their power within us. So the stars' powers are within all of us. All right. So this now, it all fits together, right? So we read these things occasionally when we don't know. So the idea today is Hathor is wanting to bring light activation. And so there we go. Sopdet, power of the star of Sirius, the brightest of the stars the last week of the year. So it's asking you to stand in your light. Now it all marries together. See how this works. Grateful. So stand in your light. Hathor is using Sopdet to stand in your Sirius light, right? To stand in your highest unlimited cosmic potential, or your light. Of course, the blue beings were before that, and they're coming in by charging you up. I don't make this stuff up, guys. All right. And finally, the divine director. Are you your divine director? Do you try to direct the show and the play, and it doesn't work out? And are you directing then? That's your ego, right? And if you're still in the ego and your amigo and dancing with your amigo versus your higher self, favor if you're still playing in your ego. But the divine director is asking you to trust the process. So create space for divine order to unfold. So trusting the process is giving the power, your power. It's not giving away your power, but it's standing in trust in tandem that you are in the power with the universe, the creative force of the universe, and that you are the I am presence in that power and holding that power and being one with that power and not giving your energy away. Otherwise, we give our energy away so often that we wake up. The only time that we're in power is the exact moment we get out of bed. And even then, we may not be in power if we picked up our cell phones and started, and here's my roll into our channeling for today, and start to mess with our phones and dig into other universes and whatnot. Then we are automatically, we get out of bed and we've already given away our power. How many of you guys are doing that? All right, so just to recap, Hathor is asking you to stand in your light. Acceleration, brilliance, standing in your light. Then we have the blue beings who want to come in and help heal wounds, important information, and charging. So if you're standing in your light, right, and your power, and you're accelerating, that means you have to be charged up to stand in your light and your power, right? So the blue beings want to come in. So look for people today, those, especially those you may not know, other people things in your universe that will help to heal those wounds. Sapdet. All right, Sapdet represents Sirius, the star of Sirius for Egypt, over Egypt, during the especially during the last week of the year when Sirius is at its brightest, guiding you into the new year and the new light, right? So unlimited potential, sacred mission initiation, Sapdet. Step into your cosmic power, step into your unlimited potential. And then finally, trust in that unlimited potential and let the process unfold. Are you letting the process unfold? You cannot be your divine director. You are here being directed by your higher self. If you are trying to direct the show, and I think this is where Saint Germain's going to come in, then you are directing from your ego. And that's not going to work because your ego, if anybody's ever watched Ralph Smart, right? Your ego is not your amigo. Tell that to the cat down the road, right? All right, guys. So yeah, let's see who we do a channeling here. And give some water. Big Dad, good dawning. As well. There we go. And let's real quick, our goals for 2025. Let's do that before we get into channeling here. If you've been with us, then you know that we've set some goals, and we set them on paper. We're not doing New Year's resolutions. What do you, goals, right? There we go. So we're not doing New Year's resolutions because we find that you don't put them on paper, and then you find that you're not resolute. And what have you done? You brought down your auric field, and you've crashed your 2025 within the first week, 2 weeks of 2025, right? And then it makes it even harder for you to do anything else the rest of the year. So from our end, then, from this channel's end, we've worked with setting goals. And not only goals, we're setting layers of goals for us, right? So it's not just we set a goal and there you go and there's your goal. No, we're setting 4 easy goals. So if you're new or watching this in the rewind or replay, just think of something and write it down. A goal isn't generally a goal. It's just a thought or an idea into what? It's put on paper. Why? Paper, when we transfer it, red ink is actually the best color. Blue or black, but is not the... Red ink is actually the color you should be using when you're writing, but that's another deal. You're making an oath with yourself if you write it in red, right? With the goal, but we generally don't do that. We write in blue or black, but that's for business purposes and other reasons. But if you write it in red, then you're actually more likely to obtain that goal. The red will fuse it into you. When you write in red, it fuses things in to the brain in a different way. And of course, you're writing it like a blood oath, so to speak, right? And so I always recommend writing, I don't have a red pen, but writing goals and important lists, to-do lists and whatnot in red. That way, yeah, it binds that to, it's like, it binds it to you. So yeah, but for me, the first goal is to, upside down here, drink more water. So in that case, cheers. And at least 3 of these a day is my goal. So, no dragon there. But yeah, so that's my goal, is to drink at least 3 of these a day. What is your first and basic goal? We're going to return to these goals Monday and see, and of course, we're going to return again on Friday and see where you stand. But just the first goal, are we practicing that? And guys, if you're new, like I said, if you're new or if you're watching in the rewind or the replay, throw something on paper. Be accountable to yourselves. The reason why we're setting goals is we do 4 simple goals, then 2 intermediate goals, and 1 larger goal that we are going to work on for the larger second half of this year. The momentum from completing and crossing off your first and super simple goal is tremendous. What that does for your field, your energetic field, your vibration, and whatnot cannot be understated. So that's why we are doing that. So as you work towards completing those 4 simple goals, and we scratch those off, we gain momentum like a train or a snowball rolling downhill, right? It gets bigger, right? And so as it rolls downhill, and we roll into our intermediate goals, whatever that is for you, be it saving $100 a month out of your paycheck, That's a good intermediate goal, for example, or whatever it is. Trying to save up to $1,000, whatever you want to do. That's just money just came to mind. But doesn't have to, goals and money. Your goal does definitely not have to deal with money, but whatever your intermediate goal is, it'll be so much easier for you to entertain or to obtain and entertain because you have already met 4 easy goals. You will have that wind behind you. You will have the completion of those goals, these goals will never complete. I always want to be drinking more water, right? I don't want to stop and go back to the constant state of dehydration I lived in. That's not a good idea. So as we complete those goals, then we are raising the vibration, raising our right, like Ralph Smart would say, raising the vibration, right? But nonetheless, so yeah, and so we're raising ourselves up, so it makes it easier. It's like stepping up onto another plateau to complete those intermediate goals. Scratch those off, and then we're at the top of the rooftop, so to speak, and make so much easier to plow into with the momentum of check, 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 check to complete your highest goal. That's it, nothing more. As far as the reasonings why, that's why we do it. And so whatever the goals are for you, make sure you have them on paper. You don't have to bring them to good dawning or anything, but keep in mind, are you working towards that first goal, whatever it is? If you're going to bed early, taking a walk, eating just a tad bit healthier, not swearing as much, whatever it is. These are the simplest little goals, right? Cleaning the jam from your toes. I mean, in the shower, whatever it is, cutting your toenails more regularly, your fingernails, anything that's stupid simple for you. Maybe you make a schedule of cleaning out the earwax from your ears, and you didn't do it but monthly, and so you would impact, but now you do it weekly, right? Whatever it is, something simple. So whatever it is for you. Let's bring in Archangel Raphael here and see what we get as far as channeling today and see where we are here. But for your goals there, just make them simple. My drink more water one is to consciously go to bed at a conscious and more stable time, because I generally just kind of fall asleep late at night, and so things like that, to meditate with more frequency. Not that I don't meditate, I don't have anything on. I'm like living, but to more sit down and quiet meditation is another one of mine, because I'm always in meditation. There's nothing on here, so like when I turn off good dawning, the next thing, I may throw on YouTube, but otherwise Krista will be the next thing. Krista and PG at 10 o'clock noon your time would probably be the next thing on, but otherwise it's just quiet in here. And yeah, so even though I have a little TV that I just use for like DVDs and sometimes like a YouTube, I'll throw it on the TV. But otherwise, for the flicker rate, I don't generally watch TV. All right, let's see who we're going to channel. So guys, I know there's 22 in the chat. Grateful. When I channel here, sometimes it seems like it's like the light and the cockroaches. But keep in mind, guys, so you who all are watching, this is a channeling show to an extent. It's a show about energetics, but I am a channeler. I'm an open channel. So when I channel, and so for those of you catching this here on the replay or rewind as well, when I channel, I don't go into anything. I don't have to do any toning or anything, as you might see from like Daniel Scranton or Archangel Raphael Kelly. I don't have to do any sort of invocation or incantation to bring in the channeling. Channeling flows right through me. I am an open channel, so when I first started channeling over a year ago, it just kind of came out of me. And so it's there, and it's actually, if you go under my videos, it is there. The first channeling, it took me 15 hours to splice it, dice it, reboot my computer 6 times, and get it all started, all up and running, but it's there. And so from that to this, you'll see I'm an open-eyed channel. I can walk, talk, eat, cook, what have you, in channel. And so let's see what we get from Archangel Raphael. And generally, he's the channel that I go to first. So, and I think he's opening me to the page of false starts and unfinished business. So I think that's what we're going to end up channeling here, but we'll find out. So when I drop in the channel, I used to have to count down from 5 to 0. Now I just drop in the channel. So yeah, so as an open channel, I just didn't know any better to ask them to leave my auric field and come back when they needed. I just went on my business, went, okay, guys, thank you for the channel. And so we've never parted ways. So Saint Germain and I are always together, so to speak. And I've got a posting to do today. Once I want Krista's live to clear. So Krista's live is the third one down on the community page today at 10 o'clock. But Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain have moved across from the way, and now they're downstairs. So I'll post pictures in a little while here as well, and you'll see in the community page that it's my universe, baby, and it's crazy. No, it's not. It's awesome. Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain have moved below me. Again, there's no other apartments in the entire complex here that blast green and purple light, but the one across the way from me does occasionally. But now the apartment below me is blasting the green and purple light on the nightly. So Saint Germain and Archangel Raphael are surrounding this apartment building, literally across the way and below me. So I will post that after good dawning. So if you want to check out those pictures there, like my dragon, right? Crazy. There's picture. If you scroll back, there's a picture of one of my dragons as well that was shot like 2 years ago in the community page from on my way to the airport to drop somebody off. And so yeah, the dragon hanging in the sky on the road to the airport in Denver. So yeah, let's go ahead then. So it's a channel then. I'm an open channel, and so you won't see me do any countdown or anything. I just start channeling. It's kind of like a boomerang, right? You just start throwing it out, and then they grab it, and it bounces right back. The channel picks up like a clutch, right? So you ever remember the scene? The best way I describe this, it's like the Karate Kid, right? So when he goes on a first date with to golf and stuff, right? And mom, all right, mom's embarrassingly picking them up, and the car won't start, and they ask her if she can drive a stick, right? And so they have to get out and push, and then the stick shift kicks over. She engages the flywheel of the clutch, and then the stick shift and the gears grind, and then the vehicle starts off. But they have to start with a push. That's how channeling works. It's exactly that, just like the scene from Karate Kid, where they're pushing the brown station wagon down the hill. I have to start it first, so I kickstart the channeling, and then or like an old motorcycle where you kickstart it, and then it just jumps in. So here we go, guys. Just a little heads up there how this works, because yeah, for those who haven't been here or just didn't know how this works, literally just I'm it's like stepping off the cliff. Literally every single dawning I do this. Every time I go in the channel, I'm literally stepping over the edge. So I don't technically, Saint Germain, as he says here, I don't have to, as he just tells me, I don't have to reply, but because there's an implied trust there, he's not going to reply, because that would look bad on me as a channel, and as Saint Germain as the channel that I'm channeling, that he refused the channel, and he would never do that. But all right, so here we go, guys. All right, so welcome, good dawning, and welcome. We are Saint Germain, and very little, if any, Archangel Raphael left. He channels on his own through Josh. We are here this dawning, channeling through Josh, far you to you this dawning. And we say the same thing every dawning, so that you know that it is Saint Germain, that it is me who is here far you today, channeling through you. And of course, we got Josh opening back up to fast starts an unfinished business. And that is what we are going to discuss in your universe today. It's the fast starts, things that you have done, fast beginnings in your universe. And are you creating a foundation in your universe for better beginnings, for new beginnings, and for solid beginnings, right? Not like the solid gold, right? Remember the solid gold there. But we are talking about solid beginnings in your universe, right? Not solid dancing. But nonetheless, are you creating space for that? Or are you living in unfinished energies? Are you living in the energies of projects that have not yet been completed? And are you, if you are just joining this, recall your energies. We did the beginning of the show. We did a recalling of unfinished business and broken projects in your universe. Why? Because if you are trying to create as the master creator that you are, but if you're not cleared your field, your universe of unfinished projects, it will be way harder for you to create anything in your universe, be it love, a new job, or even a better place to live. When you are out in your universe, if you are abandoning projects, you are going to do something. Maybe you went door to door as a child and sold stuff, or whatever. You had a newspaper, something that you did as a child, right? And you abandoned the project. If you left an abandoned project out there, that open, broken energy is going to affect every project you initiate in your universe.
It's why it's important for you, right, to close things out in your universe. If you are in your world and you are going out and about and you are not closing out energies, you are not creating chapters of energy, right? Like a book, right? How do you move forward if you do not know you are on another chapter, if you are not closing out energies, right? We are not saying you have to do rituals of closing out, the ritual of the dance of closing out the energies. No, but you have to acknowledge that the energy is either dead or not working, or you are closing, or you are moving on, or something to that effect, right? So if you are trying a project and you are failed at the project, but you walk away, but you do not close it with some sort of ceremony, pulling your energy back or whatnot. You start a business, right? And the business fails and you just walk away. You close the business down and you walk away. You start a new business, you are still in the energies of the old business. Did you close it out? Did you release the energy? Did you send it off? Did you cleanse it and do some sort of ritual, whatever works for you, right? To begin anew, you must close out old. We do not do that in our universe. A lot of us in our universe live without ritual. I'm going to repeat that. A lot of you are living without ritual. You are not putting meaning behind something. So when you are closing doors, there's more than just closing the doors. So it's about pulling your energy back from that portal, right? From that space back to yourself and reframing yourself with the old but now new energies that hopefully you are clearing through the violet flame before you return them back to yourself, right? It is important if you are trying to create new in your universe, to create some sort of formality in your universe that ends the old. However you are choosing to do so is up to you. But to not do so leaves the entanglement of the old energies mixing with the new energies, makes it harder for you to create anything in your loving, living universe. And of course, it is mixing up your energies where you are. Maybe you failed at something and you are angry and frustrated with yourself for failing, even though you tried, you are not a failure. Once you try, even if it fails, you cannot be a failure. The failure is the one who does not try, right? The person who is sitting on their Hillary Duff and watching their televised vision is the one who is failing. It is those who try, no matter what the outcome is, who is the winner in universe, right? So if you are sitting there wanting to do something, but you do not try, you do not get off your duff and do, then you are the one who is failing in your universe. Whether what you do or not succeeds, you are already succeeding for trying. That is hard for people to understand. They're like, but I did, but it failed. But did you try? Most people do not try. They sit on their duff, they do not do anything, and they expect Saint Germain and Archangel Raphael, like dominoes, right, to come to their door. Your pizza is ready. But except the one problem is they aren't even calling for the pizza. They are just energetically pizza, pizza, pizza. Nobody's going to show up at your house if you are just radiating the word pizza. You have to get off your duff. You have to go to the app or the phone. You have to create the pizza. Then if it doesn't show up, that's a different story. Then you get a free pizza, right? But nonetheless, in your universe, you cannot be sitting on your Hillary Duff wanting to create and expecting Saint Germain to come to the door. Your creation on a platter is not going to happen. You have to get off of your duff and create on your own, however that is. So it is your job then to close out what you have tried to create before. So when you are getting up, you are in clear space. You are in an open universe and you are not dragging the universe of what you could not fail to create. And again, there's no failure if you are trying. Whatever you create, if it does not work out, then you have a lesson in creation. It is a learning lesson. There are no failures, right? The failure is in not doing. The failure is in not clearing the old energies and getting off of your duff to try again. That is the biggest failure you can have in your universe, is to leave your unfinished business on the table and sit in that old energy. We're going to repeat that. The worst thing you can do is to sit in your unfinished business, brooding about it, and not create your new energies, right? So if you want to brood in your old energies, follow Saint Germain here. If you're going to brood in your own energies, you're not going to grow forward. You are going to be stuck in a time loop, right? When you are sitting in old energies, right? Whatever it may be, you are thinking about your failure. You are thinking about maybe you are sitting there thinking about this, that, or the other friend that got away, or a business opportunity that got away. You have taken yourself out of your current frame. Put yourself back in space and time, and now you are in the energy of that failure. You are trying to move forward, and you don't clear that energy, then you have brought that failure energy into your current present, even though you may have failed in 1993, right? But you are standing in your present now, holding that failure energy, trying to move forward. You are the world's greatest time traveler then as well, right? Because you have traveled from 1993 to 2025, and you have carried that energy, right? So you can do that. You are time travel all the time. You just don't realize it. You don't need a DeLorean to be the grand time traveler, right? You do not need to flex capacitor to travel in time. All you need is your memories, right? So you can sit there trying to create. I want to create something. Boom, your mind goes immediately to what you have failed to create. That's a good place to go, right? So you go from, I want to make something new of my universe, to, what have I failed at? You are standing in that failure energy. So if you go back to 1993 and you are trying to do X, Y, or Z and it failed, right? Maybe you are installing car stereos, right? Things you would do in 1993. Maybe you are hooking up cable television. Maybe you are helping people with a DOS-based computer, right? In 1993. Run. You are working in BASIC, right? Run. Go to line 20, right? So maybe in 1993, you are floppy disks, right? So you went to somebody's house with and they failed, right? You crashed their computer, right? Maybe, we don't know. But you are carrying that failured energy over to your current, right? So you went to your friend's house, helped them with that 1993 286 computer, right? And with the DOS-based operating system. We like to go back in time, right? And so you had tried to help them with their RGB monochrome monitor, right? With the 16 colors, 32. If you are 32 color monitor, you are the man, right? If you are the man or woman, if you had over the 16 colors, you had a 32 color monitor in 1993. But nonetheless, so you are trying to help your friend and you ruin their computer. Does that mean you cannot start a computer business? No. It means you help fix their computer in the long run, or you pay them, or what have you. But you learn from it. You do not sit there when you are thinking about creating a computer business in the energies of crashing your friend's 286 in 1993, right? You are in 2025, and you are past that, right? We are on Windows 11 or on Linux, right? So maybe you do it all on Linux so you don't crash the Windows-based computer with DOS, right? Nonetheless, so what in your universe, don't pull your old failures forward to now and conflate who you were with what you are now. When you are standing in a failed energy, you are standing in the energy past in time, and you are standing at that space in time. Do realize that. We're not going to go too much longer here, but clear your energies. If you are looking to create something new, it is your job to clear the old, incantate it, erase it, write it away. Ask for stepping into the new and to clear and open energies. It's whatever you choose to do. Remember, it's an intentional universe, right? There is no absolutes on how to do anything. That's why you do not have an instruction manual, right? Like the greatest American hero, that had an absolute. That's why he kept hitting the wall, right? He would get and fly, and then he'd crash into a car, right? Can land on the hood. Nonetheless, because he lost the instruction manual. But you do not have an instruction manual for your suit, right? For your usually your dense trauma body. Hopefully not, but most of you are walking around in your dense trauma body. So release the trauma of your last creation. Release the trauma of your failed creations and the drama of your failed creations before you try to create. Don't try to create standing in the energies of what failed, or you will fail again. You are source. You are on earth to create, and you are the I am. And whatever you add past that, I am what? That's what you create in your universe as the I am that I am presence. Saint Germain, we are grateful that you are here and we have channeled. We love you. We know you love yourselves because you are here, right? You are looking for a change in your universe, right? So the first thing to change is clear out the old, clear the old unfinished business, unfinished projects, failed projects, and what's not. When you step over the cliff, then it'll be nice and clean energy, right? And you can do that just by erasing it, standing inside and saying, I step into the new, I accept new energy, and I erase the old failures as just lessons learned, which is all it is, right? You cannot fail in this realm, you can just gain lessons. The failure is in not doing. That is when you fail, when you don't get off your Hillary Duff and you sit on your couch eating and watching your tell lies vision. Lies to yourself when you lie about yourself while you are watching your tell lies vision, creating a universe full of lies, right? That's what you are doing. You are lying to yourselves when you are sitting there. I will, I won't, I shall, I should. Lie to yourself all you want until you get off your Hillary Duff, turn off your tell lies vision, and create a vision that's going to tell life for you, your own vision, right? Creating your own vision for yourself out of all the old energies and closing off the old energies of the past failures into the new, right? Your new realm, right? We are in the age of Aquarius. Step into the new in your universe. There you go. All right. We are grateful. We are loving you. And we are grateful that we have been here. Releasing transmission. Yeah. All right. It's a big push of energy. That's why you hear me burp sometimes. Ugh. Energies. It's like I come out of it in a day. All right. Or a cough. That works just as well. We're just expelling the energies from the channeling, right? So I can feel it like it's like a button, like ringing a bell, and then the bell slows vibrationally. It slows down. All right, so we're going to work with the rose quartz to close out today. We're going to do some healing. We dedicate this rose quartz healing to Rick and his health. Rick, we dedicate this to you, to Henny and her family, and to Suzette and her mom. To Lindsay, we dedicate this rose quartz to her, hugging her family. We see Lindsay hugging her kids. So we are using this for healing. Where in your universe do you see or need healing? We are dedicating this to that. So whatever healing in your universe is needed today, we are dedicating this rose quartz to finding that healing for you. But for Rick, we see this as all healing. Rick is healed and clear. We see Suzette with her mom not turning off the heat in the middle of the night or unplugging the fridge. We see Lindsay hugging her children and having unlimited access to her kids. We see everybody's universe healed and in balance. We see Helene and her family rising up from their loss in love and peace. We see Chloe in all abundance with her crystals at chloescrystals.com, the best place on the planet to buy crystals. If you go there, you won't see anything yet, but keep typing it in, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and work with the rose quartz then. So energetics works best with your permission. So, of course, put your intention of what you want to heal into the rose quartz. This is an intentional universe. So what do you want out of the rose quartz? Put your intention into it, and it will come back to you. Thank you again for sticking around. That is all you need to do to be part of this. So we will close then with a group hug after this. We are grounding into the rose quartz for any healing or release that you need today. If you need to release unfinished business, uncompleted projects, failed businesses and projects, all right, so we see healing. All right, this one's for Rick. We're pulling out all the the blue meanies in Rick, right? There's a little more. And now we're sealing Rick clear of all the little meanies. We don't want to say blue meanies floating through Rick. This one's for Helene. We're sending love to her family. Love to Helene's family. This one's to Suzette. We're sending peace to her universe. May she get a good night's sleep. May they find some sort of peace in the situation that they are in. And may intervention, divine intervention occur for Suzette's sake. We send this also out to Karma and her new abode, that she finds peace in her new home. We send this out to Chloe, who provides us with amazing crystals. That chloescrystals.com exists. And that she be not having to travel for it, but the proprietor of Chloe's Treehouse Crystals. We send this to everybody else. If I haven't mentioned, I just don't know anything that's going on otherwise in healing-wise in anybody else's universe at the moment, so I apologize. But so for anybody else who needs this as well, who I may have in the family, of course you can put something into the chat and we can grab it. But otherwise, we send this to you for healing. For those who are watching in the rewind or the replay, we send this to you for your ultimate healing and love as well. Whatever is going on, we're just grateful if you've made it this far. If you want to leave a comment, we would be grateful. And to those who've been lurk in the background, and there's plenty of you, we send you love as well. For those who do not comment in the chat, Scotty as well. Yes, we send this out to Scotty Boy. You can put any name in there. We'll grab it here. Who has been, saw him last night, grateful. Lindsay, Nathan, who's still here. We send this to Nathan. Find balance, brother. We'll get that amethyst out to you now that you're legal. Nothing is struggling, Nathan, if you don't see it as a struggle, brother. Your relationships aren't struggling. Favor. All right, guys. Yancey, we haven't seen Yancey in a minute. Thank you, Scotty, Cricket, Chris, Karma. Yes, Chris, thank you for all the healing you've given us. The Archangel Gabriel and your bowl and your cards. Send this out to Lara for all the healing that she provides to us as well in the group with her awesome energetics, amazing prices, and what it's like having a doctor in the house for the family. It's with her Reiki. It's amazing. We send this out to Victor, who brings us morning chill and evening peace. And Patrick Bennett. All right. Why not? Awesome. Thank you, Patrick. All right, guys. I'm going to seal this off here. So if there's anybody else, think of them. Think of yourselves. Any healing, target this however you need. This is your rose quartz. And of course, in 20 minutes, PG and Krista will be live. Not Memorex. All right, I'm going to seal this off. All right, guys, let's close with a group hug. If you're watching this in the rewind and you made it to the group hug, God bless you. Group energetics work either way if you're rewind, replay, or in the live right now. And energetics works if you watch like Healing and Beyond with Michael, you'll know it. Energetics absolutely works. If you watch Laura B, you'll know it. If you watch Viviani, you'll know it. Adam from Between the Adam there at
as well, from the Medium channel. Energetics works whether you're there or not or otherwise. So we live in an energetic universe, and it flows through the universe, right? And through the internet just as well. So let's reach out. We're going to do a group hug and invocation. So reach over and grab whoever's to your left. This will be my left. It's backwards on the screen. If you can figure that out, let me know. Send me an email, Mr. Floyd Channelings with an s@gmail.com. If you did make it this far, please do like, subscribe, and hit the bell. I never ask. And if anybody can leave comments, even if it's just thank you, thumbs up, a number one, a bunch of Z's or what have you, it does help the algorithm. The more comments and thumbs up we get, the better we get. The more views this show gets. So we average about 100, but more likes and such. We get into a bigger algorithm. There's a couple of different layers of algorithms that float around YouTube. And so, yeah, grateful, guys. All right, so lean forward and group hug. All right. We close this show out with love for each other. We bring peace to each other's universe. We see each other in the highest loving light. We see each other in the highest healing light. We see each other in the highest abundant light. Let's those out there who need healing, like Rick, Suzette and her mom, Helene and her family, find the highest loving healing. May the angels reach down and hold you up in the highest healing and loving light. Helene, may the passing of the matriarch of your family hold your family tighter together in love and peace and in unity. Rick, we see you in the highest healing, and may Archangel Raphael lift you up in the highest healing, loving light. We see you healed and blessed, brother, bless. Suzette, we see your mom healed. Well, at least not ripping open the fridge in the middle of the night. We see the heater staying on. And we see your universe with respite and freedom. We see you in peace and in freedom in your universe as your mom is taken care of in other ways. All of those out there who are needing peace and love, we see you in peace and love. We hold you in the highest loving light, and we hold this earth in the highest loving light. We bring in the violet flame and bring it over all of us and planet Earth to wash in the violet flame. We see those who are hungry, filled with bellies full. We see those in strife, in peace. We see those at war, putting down their weapons and hugging each other. And we see those in California finding the peace, the answers, and the return of normalcy to their universes. May they find the answers they are looking for amongst the rubble that is there. And we see this world healed, all who are sick healed. We see all those who are in need healed, and we see all those who are suffering healed. We wash the planet in violet flame, wash ourselves in the violet flame, and for that we say, hallelujah. All right, guys, there we go. Ooh, kind of get into that sometimes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. Remember, everything you do creates your universe. So as you dump the trauma, your body lightens up, your cells spread out, and it gets a lot less dark inside, and it gets a lot lighter outside, and it all shifts. All right, guys, stay awesome. Remember, guys are awesome. 10 o'clock, 15 minutes from now, we'll see you over at Blindly Inspired. You can go to her channel directly. You can go to the community page. It's like the third one down. I tried to keep it on top, but lots of things happen. Viviani, I think Viviani was there. There's a few things that are there above it. But if you scroll down, you will see the link for the live in 15 minutes from Krista and PG. And I don't know if Lindsay will be there as well. She was on the first one. So, and then Friday, we will have Krista, PG, and Lindsay live, or at least Krista and PG. If Lindsay, I'll send you a link if you want to join in. And then don't forget Thursday, Victor, I will get an email out to you shortly with my picture and bio. And then for those who are wanting to be on with Victor on Thursday, I will, when I get the reply from Victor here, I will send out the link for you guys for Thursday to be on with Victor. And then Victor as well, I will fling you the link for StreamYard for tomorrow as well for Good Dawning. And so we'll get that all set up today, guys. And so thank you. And yeah, if you look in the live later on, I'll have the link for PG and Krista set up as well. So I'll shuffle that and through StreamYard. So thanks, guys, for being here. Just a little channel update. Remember, everything you do creates your loving, living universe. Have a day as awesome as you are. Thank you all, and we will see you in the next. Much love, guys. Thank you.